Hello, wrestling fans. It's me, it's the ROB, and I'm coming at you with what I'm going to refer to as a kind of a new show. But it's not a new show, it's still Rob's Rockin' Wrestling, but it's not going to be called Rob's Rockin' Wrestling anymore because I have decided that the new name for the show is going to be Ring Respect Radio. Yes, Ring Respect Radio. So call it episode one, call it a continuation of what we heard before, but either way, you're getting the same old show, but just with a new, cooler, edgier name. So yes, tonight, folks, I am here to do a review of Final Resolution 2. It was HIW Wildside hailing from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, the Sutherland Hall, and this took place on Friday, December 1st. What a night it was, folks. It was excellent, in fact. Night started off with a new host of the show. Yes, the guy in suit, Joe, was unable to attend. So, in his place, HIW Canada CEO Gabriel Jackson was on hand to host the show, and he called out Los Rudos. El and El Muscolo came out to the ring, no dice steel present at the time, but Gabriel Jackson let them know that they would be in a tag match later that evening, and he would let them know who their opponents were going to be. Night started off, match number one. We had Ace Riviera taking on the man with the longest name in professional wrestling, Michael Allen, Richard Clark. What a hard hitting, fast paced match from these two young, great talents. Clark ended up with a busted open nose, so blood all over the ring. Showing how much heart and determination goes into performers put on in their careers. So, yes, a wonderful match. Clark ending up getting the win in the end, and Ace showing respect. Yes, some great sportsmanship at the end of match number one of the evening. Match number two would be a different story, though, as we had Bad, Bad, a relative newcomer to crew, but yes, he's been making an impact on the scene far, and this was going to be no different. Up another win, and also outside audience, they are definitely not behind Sheik Shabazz, but at the same time, they remember his name, especially after what we saw at Final Resolution. Brett Evans taking on Davey O'Doyle. What a great encounter this was. Davey O'Doyle, a very exciting relative newcomer as well himself. He's been in a few matches at this point, and he's really started to make a name for himself among the wild audience. Brett Evans, very, very well, has been making himself very dominant within the scene, and no difference here. Brett Evans picking up a win by a submission, by a chicken wing cross base here. So, yes, another strong win for Brett Evans. An opportunity at the HIW Wildfire Championship. Match number four of the evening, probably one of the strongest matches on the card. That's going to show you how amazing this match is. The card was strong all throughout, folks. It really missed out. Match number four, Kid Chocolate taking on God's gift to professional wrestling, Michael Richard Blaze. And yes, as always, the fans definitely not behind Blaze. He knows how to rile them right up. But the surprising thing to note here is that Kid Chocolate really left a name for himself here tonight at Final Resolution 2. He went in there and went toe to toe with what many would consider to be one of Canada's great uprising stars in Michael Richard Blaze. Really took this man to the limits, gave him everything he had, and at many times had the audience believe that he had that win. I think having himself believing that he had that win over God's gift to professional wrestling. I think at times Michael himself wondering if he was going to end up losing to Kid Chocolate. Chocolate, excellent performance, but in the end, Michael Richard Blaze just a little bit too much for him at this point. Michael Richard Blaze picking up the win in match number four of the evening. We came back from a short intermission, and after that, Santa Claus came out, Santa handing out candy canes and treats to all the kids in attendance at the show there. He called into the ring by Los Rudos. Los Rudos wants to have a talk with Santa Claus himself. Ella Casino explained that Santa Claus did not get him a lot more than he said it's all when he was a child. He did not get what he wanted for Christmas. Ella Casino took his frustrations out on poor old Santa Claus, poor Saint Nick being dropped by Los Rudos. And then Gabriel Jackson would announce that the tag match, would be Los Rudos taking on the pairing of Phil Deadly and his partner Russell Reeves. And then that is when El Asesino dropped the bomb, letting Gabriel Jackson know that he put Los Rudos in a tag match and said that Los Rudos is three members. So the only two-thirds were there at that time. That's when Dice Steel came out and the match became a handicap match, 3 versus 2. And obviously the numbers game a little bit too much for just about anybody, especially when dealing with Los Rudos. Los Rudos taking Phil Deadly and Russell to the limits and ending up picking up a win, continuing utter domination over the Wild Side and over HIW in general at the moment. Los Rudos definitely are must-see TV when it comes to this, or even see them live. So if you haven't gone to see them live, then you need to go check out one of these shows. That brings us to the main event of the evening, which would see Kat Von Hees defending her HIW Wildside Provincial Championship title against Bryce the Slammer Silva. A very hard-hitting affair, back-and-forth competition between the two. At one point, the referee got in the way, got knocked out, and that is when, to everybody's surprise, that came out and hit Slammer with that title, knocking him out, which allowed Kat to take advantage of the match. She put Slammer down, picking up the win, and yes, Kat still your champion, celebrating in the ring, but then he made a statement. He wants his HIW Provincial Wildside Championship match, and he is going to do anything it takes to get it. He made it very clear that that's what he's after, and we'll just have to wait and see in the new year if Brett Evans is going to find the shot that he's been looking for. Anyways, great night from top to bottom, folks. It was fantastic. If you missed the show, well, that is just unfortunate for you, but as you can tell, very from the Wild Side crew once again. So if you have a chance, get yourself out. January 12th in Saskatoon, Sutherland Hall. Tickets available from any of the sponsors. Speckle Belly's Pub and Brew and Bartari, and also available on HIW Canada's website as well. So 4 opportunities for you to get your tickets January 12th in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Yes, you'll want to make yourself there because it is going to be another amazing event. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you for tuning in once again. I appreciate it. Click subscribe at the bottom and also let everybody know about the show. Have a great night, folks.